Hey, Nathan. Oh,
Hey,
goodness.
Peter, how's it going?
It's going all right. You appear to be a founding father of some sort.
Yes, it's your favorite founding father, right?
Probably. Man, that is kind of cool that the technology exists to do that, and also it's kind of terrifying.
Thanks. How's your week?
That's been pretty good. The Twitter clone thing kind of slowed me down a little bit, but I got through that, and then I just kind of blew through assignment number 5. So we're doing all right.
Good to hear, good to hear. What about the Capstone Projects? Did you have a look at it?
Um, a little bit. I'm still I want to say, let's see. That is the next thing that I'm about to start
Okay,
is Unit 29, which is Capstone 1.
sounds good. So,
Yeah.
first thing, congratulations on completing the Twitter clone. Um,
Hey, thank you.
yeah, but there are few things that I would like to talk about just to make it better.
Sure.
So the first thing is I noticed that you were giving out like specific errors. So kudos on that.
Thank you.
And then what else? I noticed that you have Vim folders in some. So you have the Vim folder inside the main folder, but you also have it inside the. One sec. Oh, actually, don't worry about it.
Okay.
That one's fine. Um, okay. Inside the app.py, um, you have a global variable that abbreviates as G. Where did you define G?
So G is actually something that's imported from Flask.
Okay.
And it's just called G for some reason. And that was actually provided as part of the code, is that whole add user to G. So I actually barely touched that. I don't know why it's called G,
Okay.
but for whatever reason, that's what Flask uses to abbreviate global. It seems like it'd be better to just call it global.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess I could import G as something else. That would probably make more sense.
That would be better. But in this case, I'm gonna say Flask didn't do a good job in making the abbreviation better.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have is actually I found a few print statements.
Oh, did I forget to
Yeah.
go back through and look for this? Dang.
Well, otherwise that's it. You did a good job. You have good test cases and
Thank you. Oh, yep, it's in the users delete route. I forgot to take out this. And I even left the debugging comment in and all. Whoops.
oops. Yeah, that's all I have. And then I knows.
Cool. The one thing I was having problems with is I couldn't figure out. So when you view your own user page, you get those edit and delete buttons. I couldn't quite figure out, and I tried for a little while and then just kind of gave up on it because it was just an aesthetic thing. But when the window is shrunk down more than a certain amount, those like to clip into the main body of the page for some reason. And I
Okay.
tried messing around with Bootstrap to get him to not do that, and I couldn't quite figure that out.
Right. For that you have to you have to um, you have to set the specific, how to say that, you have to set the specific size for the frames when it gets
Oh, yeah.
when it gets shrinks into a certain size.
Hmm.
The way you do it is inside the CSS file. There's a add media query, and you can manipulate the size of the buttons or the frames that you want to modify at
Got it.
a certain window size.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool. That's good to know.
That's how I would fix that problem. Otherwise, like frameworks like Bootstraps, they should have handle like responsive design for you, but there are cases where um, in certain sizes you have to do your own modification, and that is how you do it.
Yeah.
Does that
Got
make
it.
sense?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Side note, sorry I don't have my webcam up and running. My laptop computer is, the internals are still fine, but it's kind of disintegrating. So I have it just closed and a monitor sitting on top of it. So that makes the computer work pretty well, but also is not really conducive to using the webcam that's built into it, because you would just be seeing a black screen right now.
This integrating, are you trying to overclock or?
Oh, it's like it's literally falling apart. I mean, like the case of it is broken in a lot of places.
How old is your laptop?
Oh, probably. Well, I got it before I started law school, so probably like 5 years old,
5 years old.
which is not the oldest laptop I've ever seen, but it's certainly not new by any stretch. And I tend to kind of ride my personal electronics pretty hard. So
That does sound like an abusive relationship for the
a little
past 5 years.
bit, yeah. Could probably use to work on that. See a therapist, maybe.
That's funny. So
Right.
for the what's I gonna say? So if I remember correctly, you mentioned for the capstone, you're thinking to make a music matching API thing, or
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like a I want to say what I called it was like a set list manager.
set list? Yeah.
So yeah, that could be interesting, I think.
Okay.
And I had thought I submitted assignment 5 just a little bit ago, but I think I got logged out. So now I have submitted assignment 5.
Let me take a look. Which one is assignment number 5?
It has some conceptual questions and then a couple little JavaScript exercises, and then it's the lucky numbers one.
Lucky numbers.
Where you use the numbers API.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. I
Yeah,
just need to refresh my page.
got it.
So I will take a look at that assignment. I'm ready for you next week.
Sounds good.
Okay. Do you have?
Yeah, I didn't
So-
exactly give you a lot of lead time on that one.
No worries, man. That happens. Otherwise, do you have any questions for this week's progress?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just starting to look at what it wants me to do for the capstone. So
Okay. All right.
it does want me to wait until I've gotten mentor approval for the capstone, and that was of the proposal that I sent in. So
Did
if at some
you
point you could take a peek at that.
did you just send in the proposal?
I sent that in at some point last week. I don't remember exactly when.
Okay. Yeah, like the weird thing with their platform is like somehow like usually when there's a new assignment being submitted, like they will give me like an email notification. Somehow like for the proposal I never got notification.
Man, let
Yeah.
me look back and just make sure I sent it in because
Okay.
I think I did, but I can't be sure. I guess.
So for the project proposal, I got two links. Do I click on the second link or?
There should be one that's called like Capstone One Project Proposal Google Docs. The
Oh,
other one is a GitHub link, and that's basically just to an empty repository right now because they just wanted me to make the repository.
oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah. So we look at this last week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So it's approved.
Yay! Okay, cool.
Um, yeah, because the only thing is you just need to wait. One sec. Right, for the third party API, which one are you using for the APIs again?
I'm planning on using the Genius API.
The Genius.
Yeah.
And that provides most of the data for you to build, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that gives me pretty much all of the song lyrics that I need.
Oh yeah, and another thing is what technology are you going to use? Are you going to use Python Flask, and then
Yeah, Python Flask, and then I guess like Axios and that kind of stuff to operate the main page of it asynchronously, and then they want me to put it on Heroku.
okay,
I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but
Heroku, yes, Heroku.
yeah,
Yeah, sounds good, man.
cool.
When do you think you can start working on
I'm gonna start on it today. I have absolutely no idea how far I'll get on it, but
it? Good.
yeah.
You are in competition with the other mentees I have. I approved his like last Friday, and it took him about 3 days, and he actually got pretty far into his capstone project. So,
All right then.
hmm,
Have to see what I can do.
okay, I have faith in you, man.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Any
Cool.
other
So
questions?
that's it. I think at least for this week.
Okay.
So I'll get to it.
All right, sounds good, man. Keep up the good work, and I will talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Talk to you then.
Okay, bye.